All right, welcome. Today, we are getting right down to the basics of cybersecurity. I'm talking about the absolute core ideas that define the digital battle that's happening all around us every single day.
So, to kick things off, let's just think about this for a second. What's really the difference between a potential problem and a full on emergency? It sounds simple, right? But nailing this distinction is pretty much the key to understanding the entire world of digital defense.
Okay, so let's dive in. You can really think of the entire digital world as this constant push and pull, this struggle between two main groups. You've got the builders, the people creating all our systems and software, and then you've got the breakers, who are always looking for a way in. And if you want to get a real handle on how this whole battle is won and lost, it all boils down to two essential terms. Seriously, if you can get these two, you're already halfway to thinking like a cybersecurity pro. So let's break them down. What we're really talking about here is the difference between a simple weakness and the weapon that's built to exploit that very weakness. Now look at this. This chart just lays it out so clearly. On the left, you've got the vulnerability. Think of it as passive. It's just a potential danger that's sitting there, kind of like a hole in a fence. But on the right, you have the attack. That's the active part. It's the deliberate action someone takes to use that hole to get inside. Let's focus on that first term for a second. A vulnerability is just a weakness. I love this analogy. It's like a window you left open in your digital house, or maybe a front door with a lock that's super easy to pick. It's not a disaster just yet, but the potential for one? Oh, it's definitely there. So what do these open windows actually look like in the real world? Well, they can be things like bugs in an app's code, simple mistakes in how a company's network is set up, or, and this one is huge, just plain old human error. Like clicking on a suspicious link you shouldn't have. So if the vulnerability is the unlocked window, the attack is the person who notices it and actually decides to climb through. It's the deliberate action. That's the key word here. It's someone making a conscious choice to take advantage of a weakness that's already there. And this is where it all comes together. Because when you put these two concepts side by side, you get the single most important equation in all of cybersecurity. It honestly is this simple. A vulnerability all by itself is just a sleeping problem. And an attempted attack with no weakness to exploit, that's just a lot of noise. But when a motivated attacker finds a real vulnerability, that is the exact moment you have genuine risk. It's when that potential danger we talked about at the beginning becomes a real, actual crisis. So you might be wondering, how do these attackers even find these weaknesses to begin with? Well, today, it's not always some person in a dark room targeting you specifically. It's often way bigger and way more automated than that. Yeah, just think about this. Right now, attackers are using automated programs that do nothing but scan the entire internet, 24/7, just looking for any system with a known weakness. They aren't searching for you, they're just searching for any open window anywhere in the world. And the scale of this is just mind-blowing. These scans aren't just happening once in a while. They are happening constantly, relentlessly. The hunt for weaknesses quite literally never, ever stops. And once these automated tools find a way in, they can deploy all kinds of attacks. We're talking about things like malware, viruses or worms designed to infect your system, or they can use that opening for social engineering, which is basically the art of tricking people into giving up their passwords or secrets. Now, I know this can all sound a little bit daunting, but this is where knowing this stuff becomes a superpower. Understanding this landscape isn't about being afraid. It's about changing your mindset from being a passive target to an active defender. Because here's the real magic of it. Once you get the connection between vulnerabilities and attacks, you start to see your digital life in a totally new way. You start thinking like a defender, asking, hey, where are my windows open? And at the same time, you start thinking like an attacker, anticipating how they might try to get in. And that right there leads to the ultimate goal, doesn't it? Building a digital life that isn't just based on getting lucky, but one that is intentionally and truly secure. Of course, we've only just scratched the surface here. In our next explainer, we're going to go way deeper into the specific kinds of vulnerabilities out there and all the clever attacks that hackers use to exploit them. So, I'll leave you with this last thought. You now understand the fundamental rules of this digital game. You know about the weaknesses on the board and the moves an opponent can make. The only question left is, how are you going to choose to play? Thanks for tuning in.